The rain hammered against the window of my cramped apartment in the industrial outskirts of Chicago, each drop a tiny accusation echoing the storm raging inside me. It was past midnight, the kind of hour where regrets fester like open wounds, and the glow from my laptop screen was the only light piercing the darkness. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, trembling not from the chill seeping through the thin walls, but from the weight of what I was about to do. Fired for missing a birthday. It sounded absurd, like the punchline to a bad joke, but it was my life now, shattered, discarded, all because I chose my dying mother over kissing up to a narcissistic billionaire. Let me back up, though my mind was a whirlwind, replaying the events like a looped nightmare. I'd been with LogiTech Empire for 8 years, climbing from a junior sysadmin to the lead architect of their entire digital infrastructure. We handled logistics for half the Fortune 500. Trucks, ships, warehouses, all synced through our proprietary AI-driven network. Valued at $3 billion, it was a behemoth, pulsing with data like a living organism. I was the guy who kept the heart beating, patching vulnerabilities, optimizing routes that saved millions in fuel alone. Hell, I'd pulled all-nighters during the pandemic to ensure medical supplies reached hospitals on time. They called me indispensable until I wasn't. It started 3 weeks ago. CEO Harlan Voss, the silver-haired tyrant with a yacht collection rivaling his ex-wives, was turning 60. He threw these extravagant bashes every year, mandatory for the inner circle. Team building, he called it, but it was really an ego parade. This time, it was on his private island off the Florida Keys, champagne fountains, celebrity chefs, fireworks spelling his name in the sky. I got the invite, gold embossed and reeking of entitlement. But that same day, Mom's doctor called. The cancer had spread. She had days, maybe hours. She was in hospice in Milwaukee, alone except for the nurses. Dad had passed years ago, and my sister was overseas. It was on me. I emailed HR, explained the situation, begged for understanding. Family emergency, I wrote, attaching the doctor's note like it was a shield. The response? A curt attendance is expected. Regrets noted. I stared at my phone, heart pounding. Miss the party, risk everything. But how could I not go to her? I booked the next flight north, held her hand as she whispered stories from my childhood, her voice fading like a distant radio signal. She slipped away that night, peaceful but alone in her pain. I cried in the sterile room, the beeps of machines mocking my grief. Back at work Monday, the axe fell swift and merciless. Harlan's office, all glass and chrome, overlooking the city like he owned it, which he practically did. He didn't even look up from his tablet. You missed the event, Alex. Disappointing. We need loyalty here. Loyalty? I'd given my soul to this company. My mother died, I stammered, voice cracking. He glanced up, eyes cold as steel. Tragic. But business is business. Clean out your desk. Security escorted me out, badges revoked, laptop confiscated. No severance, no references, just a non-disclosure agreement shoved in my face, threatening lawsuits if I breathed a word about their trade secrets. I paced my apartment now, the floorboards creaking under my weight. The walls closed in, plastered with faded photos, Mom smiling at my college graduation, me in a Logitech polo at a company retreat. Betrayal burned in my chest, hot and unrelenting. They'd taken everything, my career, my stability, my dignity. Rent was due in a week, and the job market for disgraced IT specialists was non-existent. I'd applied to a dozen places, but whispers spread fast in this industry. Harlan's reach was long. One call from him, and doors slammed shut. But I wasn't entirely powerless. During those 8 years, I'd built backdoors, safety nets, I called them. Not for malice, but for efficiency. Hidden access points in the code, buried deep in the servers. In case of a cyber attack, I could slip in remotely, isolate threats. Ironic, now, that I was the threat. My personal laptop hummed, connected through a VPN chain I'd set up ages ago, bouncing signals across proxies in Eastern Europe. No traces back to me. At least, that's what I told myself. I sat down, the chair groaning in protest. My hand steadied as I typed the first command, logging into the shadow network. The screen flickered, welcoming me like an old friend. Dashboards lit up, real-time maps of shipments sneaking across continents, warehouses buzzing with automated loaders, drones zipping packages to doorsteps. $3 billion in motion, all at my fingertips. Freeze it. The thought slithered in, seductive and terrifying. Not destroy, that would be chaos, lives at risk if medical deliveries halted. No, just freeze. Lock the systems, encrypt the data flows, demand, what? Justice? An apology? Or just watch Harlan squirm as his empire ground to a halt. Emotion surged, a tidal wave crashing over me. Tears blurred the screen. Mom's face flashed in my mind, her frail hand in mine, her last words, "Be strong, Alex. Don't let them break you." But they had. Harlan's indifference wasn't just a firing, it was erasure. I was nothing to him, a cog replaced by mourning. My fingers flew now, scripting the code. A custom worm, elegant in its simplicity. It would propagate through the IoT devices, smart trucks, RFID scanners, locking protocols one by one. No explosions, no data loss, just paralysis. Ships idling at ports, planes grounded, shelves emptying in stores nationwide. Suspense built in my veins, pulse racing. What if they traced it? Prison? Or worse, Harlan's private security, rumors of them handling problems discreetly. I paused, staring at the execute button. Flashback, the birthday party photos leaked online the next day. Harlan toasting with supermodels, executives laughing, while I buried Mom in a rainy cemetery, alone. Rage ignited anew. I hit enter. The code deployed silently, a digital ghost slipping through firewalls I'd designed myself. Progress bars ticked, 10%. 20%. My breath hitched. Any second, alarms might blare in the control center. I imagined the night shift scrambling, coffee spilling as screens froze. 50%. Heart hammering, I refreshed the news feeds. Nothing yet. But it was coming. The Empire's veins clogging, one artery at a time. I leaned back, wiping sweat from my brow. Doubt crept in, cold fingers on my spine. Was this revenge or self-destruction? Mom wouldn't approve, she raised me better. But the pain, oh the pain, it demanded release. 80%. A notification pinged, internal logs streaming in real time. System anomaly detected. Attempting reboot. Too late, fools. My worm anticipated that, looping the failsafes. Suddenly, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I froze, staring at it like a venomous snake. Answer? Ignore. It rang insistently. With a shaky hand, I picked up. Alex? Harlan's voice, usually booming, now edged with panic. How did he get my number? What the hell have you done? Deny. Play dumb. But the words tumbled out, fueled by years of swallowed pride. You fired me for missing your damn party while my mother died. Loyalty? That's what you call it?